All right, Aries, how you doing out there, doll? Now you last on the list for the day, and I'm putting in my work. Now let's see what Spirit got coming up these cards for you today. Now I feel good. I actually got a rent statement that was actually correct, and that's been a year since that happened. I was like, wow, things are looking up. I usually have to go around there and say, I paid my rent. Now let's see what Spirit got coming out. Any good news coming your way? Let's see. I was like, wow, finally. Now you got the Mother of Swords. And you got the Daughter of Swords right here. Now there could be some conversation going on with you and your mommy. Or your daughter and you. Let's see. However, it could be some growth, elevation. Something getting cleared up, you know. Because sometimes the swords does indicate rash. Fast. Quick. To judgment. Let's see. Let's see. Now that did kind of fall straight to the side like that. And it's the Eight of Wands, and it's in reverse. Well, I said it fell to the side, didn't I? And I paid attention to that. So let's do that. Let's just put it to the side. But I picked it up in reverse. Let me see. Now, maybe something is going to come to a close, a resolution. Something getting cleared up. You know, sometimes the Mother of Swords does represent, you know, legal proceedings. White collar. Could have something to do with work. But most of the time it's, you know, voicing one opinions, the truth. You know, no heart, just listen. You heard what I said. And because this fell out in the side, you know, I don't know. Maybe somebody talking out the side of their neck. I don't know. Yeah. Let me see. But I did say something in regards to something cleared up in regards to rent. It could have something to do with that. You know, finally the paperwork is right. The receipts is receipting. That's it. Now we got the Ace of Swords and we got the Father of Cups. Now we do see a little bit of heart here with the Father of Cups. Now maybe somebody changing their way, softening to love, the way they communicate. You know what I'm saying? It could be that as well. However, this is the truth. This is clarity. Now we're going to do this all over again because this is, well, let me see. It's 3. Hold on. Let me just see what day it is. And we're going to do it one more time. Spirit going to tell a story. No matter what. But because it's 3, I usually just take a glance at them and put them back because I work in 3s. Now we got the 10. Ooh. 20 and 3. Now this is really giving me 1, 2, 3 because 10, 20, and 3. Now Judgment is right here. The 10 of Wands, you know, sometimes that is stress, but it's a new beginning. And it looks like something is going in alignment. Now the 3 of Pentacles represents communication, community. And we see the little heart right here. You know, the King of Cups, emotional intelligence. Let me see. And we got the 5 of Wands. Now we see it's some external conflict, but we know that 5s is changed and it's down here at the end. And we got the Father of Swords. and the Two of Swords, and the Five of Swords. Now, because I'm looking at this right here, Seven of Swords sometimes does indicate deception, strategy, crossroads action right here. Now, I want to say that both of these can actually be you, your masculine and your feminine. But I like this because he got a little color with it. You know what I'm saying? She just all black and white. Ain't no gray area. And because she represents the mind and he represents the body, the doing the part, the doer of the parts. I don't know. I like it. Now both of them owls. Now she do look a little softer though. But let's see. Let's see what's going on. Because we do have 13 wands, which 13 is an ending. Now it could be, you know, a good ending, a bad ending, but it's an ending in regards to this external conflict. Now the mental is affecting the outer world. And we see that it's two swords. Two birds of the same sword. And we know it's some communication being had. But I do see something coming to an end. Let me see. Or something up in the air. Somebody talking out the side of their neck. Let me see. And again, it could be legal. So we're going to pull from the Kipper. Let me see. And it's so funny that this one right here got a little bit of color in it too. It's almost like giving me a crack in the foundation. And look who's showing up. The main male, which is number 1, you. Aries energy. And we got toil and labor. Now it could be mental, because it's community as well as, you know, it's labor, you know, whatever this is that you're trying to get done. I don't know. I don't even know what this is. Now it's making me pay attention to that it's 3 people here. And this is like chrome. Mother, maiden, chrome. The 3 body parts. And we got a message. Now, sometimes he could be taking this out or putting this in. He or she. Now, because it's the number 7 and we got 8 here. I see something coming into alignment. And it does seem to be mental. Because all the swords. And there we go. With the 13 and the wealthy man. Now, the wealthy man in this deck is usually the middleman. He's like the fixer. He's like the Olivia Pope. What was the name of that show? Scandal. Now it could be something going on. Now it depends on where you work. But it could be political. Now everything is political. Everything. It could be a difference of opinions. It seems to be a gray area. Because I was talking about the black and white. Now he is the fixer. And it looks like this situation is going to reach a resolution. Now you could be saying 1313. Now let's see what 38.7 is. Let me see what the next number gonna be. That's 3 cards. Now I did see the pathway. What number was that anyway? Let me see something. 35. Let me see. What's just that 3 and 5? That communication. Just struggle. Let me see. Let's see the courthouse. What's that? And look at that. You went to toil and labor to poverty, to walking away. Maybe feeling left out in the cold. But it looked like you got your little wands and you're walking away. Let me see. How many you got? 1, 2, 3, 4. And look what's back. The pathway. Now maybe this is 36. Because you got 37, 38, and 35 right there. And maybe this is 36. You know? Let me see. And you got the cross the bear right here on this toil and labor. We see a tower. Now remember, Saturn brings structure, stability, accountability. We got the moon, emotion, and we got the garden. Now everything goes on in the garden and is associated with the 8 of Swords. You know, the 8 of Swords is restrictions. Now, I don't know why I've been seeing this as the Last Supper, but I have been lately. The final trifecta. Now, you can also be seeing 888, 666, because we got the 6 and the 36. Let me see. Ooh, it just started raining. And what's that on the clock? 1307. Now that's the number I'm going to look up. Because I said 1313. You hear it out there? It's pouring down. Now that's a whole cleanse, boo. I just took the trash out too. Check the mailbox. Found that little thing that was right. Listen, I was like, wow. And here go the King of Wands, which is your energy. Now, it's also associated with the number 6. It's not 36, but it's 6. But let me see. Now, look what's at the bottom of the deck. Now, the Queen of Wands is here. Now, we've seen the King get his Queen of Swords. And now we got the King of Wands. Now, this could be the shedding of the snake. It could be wisdom. This is the year of the snake. And all these 7s up here. Now, it's a good thing. Because you can look at 666, 777. We got 2 8s right here. We got an 8 right there. Yeah, you could be saying 666, 777, 888, 1313. Let me see. Now, I'm going to sit here and pick this apart because this is getting juicy. Listen. I think it's going to turn out good, but, you know, because the heavens done opened up. Look at the rain outside. And remember, the swords bring the truth, and they ain't and they the kings and the queens that's showing up here. You understand? This is grown people business stuff that's going on here. You hear the rain out there? Oh my God! Now you could also be seeing 5, 6, 7, 8. But it's definitely communication and external. Let me see. Mental, physical. Let me see. Let me see, let me see, let me see, let me see, let me see. Uh-oh, we had 2 cards over here. I guess Spirit didn't want you to see them. There was left over there. Now let me see. I'm talking about it's pouring down. I'm talking about I just walked in the house and it was beautiful outside. I ain't even need no jacket on. I just sat down here to do before. When as soon as I came in the house, I just sat down and started doing the reading. Now Venus is here. Mother Earth pouring down the rain. And look at this. It's an ending because this is 29 degrees with nurture. And we also have 11. Now, I've been talking about Windows 11 forever, and that's mental, of course. But I told you, you're moving on into the 12, to the 11 to the 12. Oh, yeah. We'll cultivate. I'm talking about it is raining. Do you hear me? I'm talking about I'm like, where the heck? I ain't even see no clouds out there, y'all. It just came like a thief in the night. What in the world? Let me see. Because this doesn't seem, because this, for some of y'all, because I know a lot of y'all ain't even got no relationship. A lot of y'all. You just ain't with it. Every time I put a little reading up there, you be like, I ain't got nobody. So let me see. Now we got the 11th house. Now the 11th house, you know, it's about humanitarian work, service. We got the toilet label across the bear. You know how they say that spirit always give they chosen the worst assignments. Now I want to say that Venus energy is bringing in some balance because it's the 2nd house. Now the 2nd house does represent individuality, if I'm not mistaken. Second house refers to your own money, possessions, and what you value. Your hidden talent, sense of worth, self-esteem. Yep. And we got all 3 of our cards. And we got the sun. Right here. With number 1. Now we know that 1 is Aries energy. We know that Aries represents the first, the lamb, the leader. Now the sun is the ruler of the ego. the cross, the bear, the toil and labor, the mental, you know. And we have the drowned king. And we have the resin. Now this is really giving me resurrected. Now resin is, I don't know why I'm always referring to art, because I'm thinking about the chemical resin. It's like a layer to glaze over to it's almost like a top coating. You can even see it as fingernail polish. That last coat, you know how they put it on top to make it look nice? Let me see. And something is in rotation. And the spider is here. Let me see. This is interesting. Very interesting. Because the sky done open. The sky has opened up, baby. Oh, we're going to go right to this. And it's number 1. Now, we all know what the sun means, but I want to read it out. We know he brings clarity. Now, it said, each morning the sun grazes the night sky, summoning the dawn. Such is the energy of the sun card. With its arrival is an activation and a presence of vitality, of new beginnings. It is said the sun is linked to the hero archetype, the yang dynamic, and Chinese alchemy. And it says, through the sun's radiance, we are inclined to see ourselves fully and established as a sense of who we are. We gain confidence and a clearer vision. In its light, we are assured that we too have an important role in the world, right here with the humanitarian, with the 11th house, and collaborate with Aquarius, not to boot. Now, associated with the masculine dynamics, the sun card certainly carries a risk if not kept in check. Remember, the sun never actually sets. It's the earth that pivots away. And it says, assess whether it's time for you to awaken more fully or turn away and rest. Sunburns humbles us all. Now, maybe that got something to do with that cross the bear. Now, I want to say that y'all up and ready, because you can know they all lined up. And look at them. It looked like a lot of y'all got the memo. Did I say that was the last supper? No more talking out the side of your neck. There is the memo. And I told you, you can either be putting it in or taking it out. Now, it's a choice. Well, maybe you put the memo away. You ain't get it before when that tower in the sky opened and those tornadoes and those towers was hitting. It looked like you're getting it together, boo. I want to see that. Yeah. Venus energy. Mama and daddy is here. Now, let me see what this drowned king is. The drowned king. Oh, my God. Spirit is funny. Let me see. What's that? XL 9. Wait a minute. Did I go too far? Did I go too far? Did I go too far? XL 9. I think I am. Yeah, there you go. Now it says, in alchemy, The archetype of the king is often used as a symbol for the ego. Now we see him over here, but this is all ego over here. We see it with the cross, the bear, and all that right there, the toil and labor on the mental. We see it. Now it says the aspect of the self. Now remember, that's in your past, present, future, so don't be running. Now, okay? Now it says the aspect of the self that is attached to its title, name, and identity. You know, I'm Dr. Shauna. Now it is said that the drowned king is a required phase in the process of transformation. Only through dissolving who they thought they were is the king able to become who they are destined to be. Now it says a kind and a benevolent leader. Now it says, how does the drowning occur? Not voluntarily. I told you it was all those towers in the sky opening up and all that rain coming down on your head. That is crazy. Now it says, how does the drowning occur? Not voluntarily. That's for certain. It says, through circumstances beyond their control. The king is brought to their bottom, to their knees. When this card appears, expect a huge blow to the ego, impactful enough that it causes one to return to their life around prioritizing grace over greed, benevolence over brutality, sovereignty over selflessness. The drowned king eventually resurfaces as a fully changed, benevolent being. Now it look like you got the memo, boo. Now let's see. Yeah. You see that? Poverty with the nurturing. And I told you, we had the 29 degree. It's over. It's over, boo. Right here in the year of the snake. It's like, look, Spirit really got your attention. Look at her face. With the moon right behind you. That's your other 8 too. Look. They right behind you with more letters. Well, that's what it's bringing in. It's gonna give you all your little stuff back, boo. It's gonna give you all your little stuff back. Oh my God. The paperwork is about to get right, y'all. I see it. Because the resin, just think about resin. Something is rising. It got to be that. What else could it be? Let me see. The resurrection? Let's see. Let me see. It's at the 29 degrees. You don't get nowhere but to 30, on the astrological chart. It's 30 degrees, but it only go to 29. Back to 0. This is what Aries is bringing in. That is too funny. Let me see. Now, where we at? 38. Do we got a 38? Oh, we got a 38 over here with the toil and labor. With this. How about that? How about that for synchronicity? Now, it said resin is a miraculous material. It offers both stability and transparency. I told you, it's like, if you ever look at DIYs, you'll know what resin is, They even create all kinds of trash with it. You can even make keychains and stuff with it, resin. Now, for centuries, sculptors and, what is that? I don't even know. I don't know. I'm going to just say artists. Artists have used it to capture an object in time and in place, preserving it for observation or adoration. Yeah, it kind of preserves. Like you can put resin. Say for instance, if you was making a countertop, and you painted it, and you put the resin on top. You know, just to preserve it, to save it. You know, the color and all that stuff. It's just the glaze. It's just like the fingernail polish. It's resin. You know. But this is like a permanent thing. Now it says, envision a delicate insect or flower suspended in a paperweight. Yeah, such as alchemical energy of resin. Its qualities are protected, sealing, and hardening. When this card appears, there is a holding that's occurring, either literally or physically. While well intended, someone may be limiting the one they wish to protect. Hmm. Huh. Now, I did say something in regards to a mother and a child. Now, we see both suits because it could be any suit. And I said somebody could be talking out their neck. But I told you somebody's getting a memo. And I said that, you know, you got helicopter moms, you know, they don't want their kids to make the wrong mistakes. But sometimes you got to let that little baby bird fall up out the tree. You know, you can't enable. You can't have mama boys. You can't have, you know, you can't cater. You gotta let them grow. Maybe that's why she's looking like that. You know? Sometimes you have them in the little bubble and stuff like that right there, and they go ahead in the real world. And know everybody ain't gonna be catering to them like that right there. Mm-hmm. Privileged, spoiled. Now let me see. Yeah. Now, when this card appears, there is a holding that is occurring, either literally or physically. While well intended, someone may be limiting the one they wish to protect. There may be an aspect of nostalgia at work, in the laboratory, an unwillingness to let go or change. On the other hand, the resin card can indicate preservation of that which is most valued, a return to what's been lost. Hmm. Now, it could be either or. If you still out here parenting your kids, you know, I want to say come from a place of love. Now, I'm going to give y'all a story again in regards to when that time I came home when I was 13. Just imagine that, 13 years old. And that was a major turning point, you know, even in real life. It's like a rebirth. You ain't 12 no more. You're 13. And remember, 12 is the new portal, the timeline that we on. And it's like the cycles keep repeating itself. But I think we're getting it. My George, I think we're getting it. It's combining, understanding who you are. You know, all those lessons that you learned in your past lives, these lives, is all. It's coming full surface. It has risen. Resurrected. Now let me see. Because it's over. It's over. Now I got to see what this rotation is talking about. I got to see, baby. I got to see it. I got to see it. And I don't know, when I was walking outside to take out the trash, look what was here. Don't that look just like you? Right there. Don't that look like Aries energy? And it said energy blockage release. And it says you're being called to explore the ability to locate, identify, and move stagnant or stuck energies within the body to heal pain and illnesses. Because when you hold on to all that trauma, now, what is that? That look like a couple of feet, don't it? What are you in there with? Look like a couple of feet. Look like a twin in there, don't it? on it? Or is it just me? Woo, that air feels so good. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I got to find a way to put this back together, y'all. I got to find a way. Made me mess up my little book. Now, let me see it. Rotation is the great alchemical operation of the wheel. And it says through its circularity, it indicates that the work performed again and again and again produces results. And maybe those lives I was talking about. Now it said it reminds us of our efforts, our cumulative, not singular. Nor is the work ever fixed or finished. Rather, the alchemist rises each day to tend to the laboratory, to weave their work into the world. It is the epitome of the alchemical. I don't know what that word is, y'all. All these words. Although changed, arise the same. God, no. Now it says this operation is expressed through images of the circle, the spiral which is spirit, the Ouroboros, and the wheel. I just said something about the maiden, mother, and the crone, which is all here. Now it says by its non-hierarchical shape, we are tossed back into the spin just when we thought we had it all figured out. And it says, through this stage, we can be frustrated and cause a fair amount of restlessness. It is at the heart of the all spiritual practices. Yeah, you know, it don't get too comfortable, I want to say. And it's so crazy. Look at that. Now I'm reading for this one, the spiral, but it's right here. Yeah, I told you that's why she's looking like that. Like, how many more tests, Spirit? With the Queen of Wands. And you know, sometimes people think they be all that and go out there and relapse. And I'm not talking about necessarily with drugs. People, places, and things. Yeah. Yep. Now, let me see. Where I want to pull from now. Let's go for the tarot. Let's see what's going on. There goes your mama. And look at that with the magician. And learning something about your little self, ain't you? The trickster spirit. Right there with the number 1, right up under the sun. Not to mention that it's 11 all over again. Now, sometimes, you know, this is something unexpected news, good news, jobs and stuff right here at this toil and labor. I see a lot of people standing in line. I see Spirit bringing in some grace. Ooh, it fell out right in reverse. I guess this is telling you that it's not done. It's on the ground, King. But it do look like you're going to get some things. This telling you don't get comfortable, boo. And how about, I never knew that this was associated with Saturn. The World card. And look. '21 and 21. Venus, Saturn, and you know. Woo! There you go. Now I do see gifts. I see trinkets and stuff like that. But just don't go to smelling yourself, I want to say. Yeah, I see it. Look, there's something coming in. It look like wish fulfillment. Yeah, but don't be too hasty. You know, think. The Drowned King. Woo! Yeah, it's big changes. That little world gonna get turned upside down. It's gonna get right. Yeah, look at that. The Empress, the Victory, Nine of Swords. Yeah, I think this is really gonna be that shock factor, because it's that transition to bring in this new beginning. That's what I think it is. Yeah. Now the 9 is over here under the Magician though, but I was paying attention to it in that way. But it's good. Yeah, I see something, because these two is lined up together. A little generosity, giving and receiving, humanity, humanitarian, learning something new, how you can serve, give back. Yeah, because all this is on this with nurture, the 29, the ending of some type of cycle, conjunction. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I like it. What it said, the itsy bitsy spider came up the water spout. I remember my son learned that song in school. I'm talking about, girl, I heard that song from morning, noon, and night. I was like, enough. Now right here we got some choices with the Drowned King. Relationships. And there's the poverty card. That same card right there. Mm-mm-mm. Some lessons, some lessons, some lessons. Now the High Priestess is coming out next to the Lover's card, which is giving me ascension, learning. Yeah, look at you. Choice. The path is traveled. Keeping that ego in check. And look at prosperity sticking out. I like it. And we got the number 22 right here. Now you can have 22 in your 7th house. And that's what it's lining up with. In the 8th house. Yeah, because 2 is down here. Now, 22 usually indicates being in the spotlight. That's why I mentioned it. I guess it can be in the 2nd house as well. It could be anywhere in your chart, actually, but I'm just talking about for the sake of this reading. Now, we got the Ace of Pentacles on the Empress, and we also got the 5. And I think that has a lot to do with surrendering to your calling. Yeah. 555, you could be saying that. Look like you're going to get it together, boo. In regards to the choices that you make, your dreams, taking action. It looked like a win-win. You know? Yeah. Hmm. I like it. Because the magician, the high priestess out here, the empress, the victory card. Yeah. Yeah. It's looking good, but it's looking good. It's looking good. All right. That's your message, darling. Good luck.